Maggie, welcome.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah. So I'd love to get to know a little bit more about Blend's client base.
Great. Well, thankfully, we have some amazing brands. We've been working with Fortune 1000 firms from the very beginning, and we believe that those clients see our value in everything that we bring to the table. So financial services clients are a big part of our client base today. Technology, media, telecom is probably our second biggest. And then, we have clients in all diverse backgrounds and industries.
And what are they looking for Blend to help solve?
Some of the biggest business challenges, all related to data tech and analytics. AI is obviously a big topic in the world today. Every company, every industry, every function is talking about it, planning around it, changing around it, and they need a partner like Blend to help them.
Yeah, everyone's talking about agentic.
Everyone's talking about agentic.
Yeah.
That seems to be the buzzword of the day. And, they're struggling with how to change around that, what they need in terms of a partner, what kind of vendors they need, what kind of systems, tools, tech, and people they need to actually transform into an agentic organization.
So every enterprise organization has multiple domains.
Yep.
What kind of domains are we helping our clients in? Where are we kind of really specializing right now?
Our roots are in marketing. There's no doubt that that's where Blend started and has a lot of domain expertise. But as we've grown and expanded, and as our clients have taken us into new parts of the organization, analytics organizations clearly, technology organizations clearly, supply chain is a big one, especially in our retail and on our consumer product group clients. But it spans everything. There really isn't a dimension or a domain that Blend doesn't touch and that clients aren't talking about AI and agentic and our services. So it's sort of a universal need across our client base.
Yeah, and getting that mix right between the technical skill set that we need with the CDAOs, the CIOs, CTOs, but also the business knowledge on domain experience, right? Because this is ultimately about helping people re-engineer their process, re-engineer the way their businesses work, right?
Yeah, and knowing the actual process or the function or the domain that a client is actually in and living and breathing every day is so critical, right? You can't transform a process that you don't understand. So domain expertise is important, industry sub-vertical expertise is important, and as we get more in depth into some of our clients' business challenges, that's the expertise that we bring to the table.
So how are we thinking about leveraging hyperscalers, other technologies to kind of help our clients?
Big part of the ecosystem, no doubt. Some of our partnerships, AWS, for example, Snowflake, for example, are critical, right? We're partner agnostic at the end of the day. That's one of the value props that Blend brings to the table. But having domain expertise, having certifications, being deep in knowing how those platforms apply to specific domains and specific industries is part of what we bring. And if you don't bring that, I think you're a generalist, and I don't think that that's what our clients are looking for right now.
Yeah, that specialist firm, the carpenters and the plumbers.
Yeah, we call ourselves that, right? And it resonates because that seems to be what our clients are really looking for. They need someone who can get in there and co-create with them versus, looking for a completely outsourced solution that they're going to walk away from, right? These are core competencies that are part of what they need to bring to their clients every day.
And so how are you thinking about, obviously this is, a newer technology base. It's a newer muscle for a lot of organizations. How are we thinking about, reducing that cost to serve or thinking about that cost to serve in a kind of a highly innovative area?
Yeah, the interesting thing is it's new for everybody.
Yeah.
There's lots of new learning that's happening every single day. The speed and the pace of change is absolutely unmatched, right? So everyone is grasping at how to harness this new technology. What does it mean for their business and how to scale it in a short period of time, right? There's this thought process around competitive advantage, right? And what competitive advantages can our clients have by leveraging this faster, better, than their competitors? There's a race to keep up, right? And to learn faster than your peers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from the geographic location or the way the teams are set up, how's the team thinking about that right now?
Well, Blend is a global organization and our clients are global organizations. Americas is obviously a very big part of our heritage and where we're from. But, I think one of the unique value propositions that we bring to the table is that we have incredible talent in Latin America, for example. So we have a nearshore solution. In India, for example. So we have a far shore solution, but we have EMEA and Canada and the rest of America. So I think as a global provider, being able to provide not just cost-effective solutions, but global solutions that serve the needs of the clients where they are is really important.
And is anything happening on the front of, for accelerators or other technologies that
Absolutely. What we hear every day is that clients are forced to build their own faster than they've ever had to before. And if vendors like Blend can bring something to the table that reduces that change and gives them some sort of a platform to start with, at the end of the day, of course, a lot of it is customized. But let's say 40, 50, 60% of it could be reused from one client to the next. Blend is bringing lots of solutions, our new Blend X solution, for example, to the table that helps accelerate that process and gets them in the game faster.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah. So, the interesting thing is our clients are not just looking for a vendor. And Blend has been on this journey with many of our clients for 5, 6, 7 years since our inception. So we're in the game with them. And I think that's really important because we understand the journey that they're on. We meet them where they're at. And we understand the challenges that they face because we're in there doing the work with them. And so as we've grown up and as we've brought new solutions to the table, we've been able to co-create that with our clients, right? So I think that's a big thing, right? At the end of the day, business is personal. And all of our clients are on their own career journeys. They have their own business challenges that they're trying to solve. They're building out their own teams. And I'm proud of the fact that Blend has been part of that journey for a lot of our clients. And we've watched them accelerate their careers because of the solutions that we build together.
It's a huge part of the culture about, delivering together, co-creation, the we blend in so you stand out kind of point of view.
Part of the name, right? Yeah. And at the end of the day, we have a famous saying. We always say that client is the hero of our story, right? And we live and breathe that. It's incredibly important to us that we're actually delivering business impact, not just cool technology or cool applications, that we're actually changing the way that they do business and helping them, achieve big critical initiatives that are going to drive their business forward. So that's how we measure ourselves, right? And that's how we think about whether or not we've delivered on the value and the promise that we've made to our clients is whether we've delivered that value.
So without giving any brands away, have you got any recent stories, that related to that will actually kind of evidence that?
Well, interestingly enough, great story over the weekend, right? Kind of made my day, made a lot of team at Blend's day. A client took the time to outline in great detail, I might add, how we're one of the best vendors they've seen in terms of expertise, in terms of business acumen, in terms of delivering value in 10 years.
That's great.
And it's a big brand, right? This is not something that we take for granted. It's incredibly important to us. And that's why we are here. That's why we do what we do. So getting a note like that from a client who took the time to not only just send a thank you, but to outline in specific detail the value that we've drive, for their business and the individuals on our team who are critical to it. It's an amazing story, right?
And so we're fortunate enough to be copied on an internal thing we have called high fives.
Right.
We get copied on them often. Do you want to talk a little bit about the high fives and how we kind of are, calling out the Blend employee?
Yeah, high fives are really important. It's a spontaneous, way to recognize our employees, and it's an important part of our recognition. Every single day, there's someone on the Blend team. It could be a very, very junior member who just started a month ago, or a very senior member who's driving a big, important, critical opportunity. And your peers just get to recognize you via email and send that out. And we all celebrate that someone had a big impact on our clients, on our team, or, on Blend in some, significant or insignificant way, right? It's just a really great way of celebrating the good work that our teams are doing. And I think it propels people forward, right? When they're working those late nights and doing the little bit of extra on the weekend, or trying to get something out the door on time, or working through a challenge, to know that your peers appreciate and recognize that is important.
And that's a global thing, right? So again, it's that connected team all across the world. So as we're building teams near shore, far shore, onshore, in Scotland, in India, in Bogota, they're all coming together and part of that.
Because so many of our teams are working that way, right? You could have team members in Scotland, in Bogota, in Uruguay, in New York, in Denver, et cetera, and all having to work together, accommodate time zones, right, which isn't trivial, and learn how to work across cultures as well. So, the client is the one thing that unifies all that. And when we know a client really appreciates it, it's a really great reward.
And we just had the equivalent of the Oscars recently, which was the Blend Awards.
My favorite day. I love that day.
It's a great day.
Yeah, it's such an honor, right, to be looking at the incredible talent and bringing everyone together. Our award ceremony has grown over the years, that's for sure.
It's a technical complication.
It's definitely, our team knows we push the boundaries. Our simulcast around the world, award ceremony. But I do think that's important, right, to see the incredible talent that we have at Blend, and the amazing work that they're doing, and having an opportunity to recognize that together. So, every office has their own individual celebration, but on the day of the awards, we come together in a simulcast and recognize that. And, I think that it also just, gives the team something to strive for, right? This is what excellence looks like in a lot of different dimensions.
And it's fun to see the team celebrating with their poppers and streamers and everything else going off around the world.
Exactly, yeah. We have to learn from that, I think. Yeah.
Comes a little bit of a competition.
Yeah,
but we like to win at Blend, so yeah. So Maggie, you've been here since the beginning.
Yes.
How have you seen Blend change over the last, I guess, 7 years now, right? It's 20,
That's right.
Yeah, 2016, 2017. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, literally going from being able to sit around a conference table and make decisions with, a dozen people or less, to literally 1,200 people globally around the world, right? That's just a very visible indicator of how much we've grown. I think the interesting thing, though, is we've maintained our roots, right? At the core of Blend, our core capabilities around analytics and data engineering and data science and business insights, that hasn't changed, right? And our clients still value those core capabilities, especially in the age of AI. So, that has just gotten deeper, broader. We've had to keep up and maintain that excellence as we've brought new team members on. We've had to think about how to progress that and how to do continuous learning as team members, progress their careers at Blend. We certainly have grown geographically as we've expanded into other continents and countries. And, I'm just impressed at the level of client commitment that the teams universally have around the world. The amazing technical expertise. And, our junior teams keep us on our toes, right? They're learning things now that many of us did not learn in school, and they're bringing that learning into Blend's culture. So, I think it's not without growing pains, but I think the amazing growth that we've seen is just going to keep coming, right? That's kind of where we're headed.
That's great. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.